the NCAA is in an interesting predicament. A lot of the recruits, they are no longer signing with the big name teams, the Kentuckys, the Dukes, North Carolinas. Instead, a lot of players are actually, and these are the major players, they're opting to go ahead and go to the G League or G League developmental teams or overseas, play a year, then they'll be able to be eligible for the draft. And, you know, I was watching, like, I think Mike and Wingo or something, listen over the radio, how, like, a lot of guys that are, champions of and advocates for the NCAA are very upset with it. They just can't imagine, how the NCAA would look without the best players. And it's funny because all this is coming because the NCAA doesn't want to break bread. They want to include fines and sanctions if somebody gets an extra bagel. There's all kinds of stipulations for how many shirts a player can have and how many sneakers they can get and athletic equipment. You don't want to break bread. They've been so tight-fisted for so long and so dominant. Now we're seeing the walls of the archaic system essentially start to break down with the advent of the G League, and overseas is becoming more and more popular for players. A lot of times, and I'm just gonna keep it funky with you, people looked at playing overseas as like, well, you made it, but you really didn't do much. And the overseas player might tell you, hey, look, we make good money, we travel, et cetera, et cetera. So, but back in the day, if it's like you didn't make it to the league, it's like, well, you didn't do nothing. Now today, you're looking at, for example, one of the Ball brothers. He played overseas. He's able to purchase stake in the team, and he's making money all throughout his basketball career, even before he potentially hits the NBA. So that's what players are looking at. They're looking at themselves more like a business entity, and the NCAA is the biggest business. So they're like saying, why would I go join a business that they give me some incentives, but I don't make any real money. I don't make any points on the back end. I'm not setting myself. Only thing I'm setting myself up for is exploitation. I can't make money off my jersey. I can't make money off my likeness. But there's another avenue where I can go ahead, go play now, get paid now, make money off my likeness now, and in a year or two, I could enter the draft. And here's the best part. I already play with grown men. Like, in NCAA, one of the key things is, like, because of the one and dones, there's so many young guys that come in the NCAA and, like, rotate themselves out or transfer and stuff like that. A lot of guys don't get the benefit of the grown man game. And what I mean is, in the past, from like the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, some of the best players came out of college. They played 3-4 years of college. So Mike played like 3 years. Tim Duncan played like 3 or 4 years. Even Damian Lillard, he played 4 years, I believe, or 3 or 4 years at Weber State. So you're looking at some of the Steph Curry played 2 to 4 years. Like, these guys played a long time at their alma mater, so they were able to, like, get that grown man game, get the reps, learn how to play the game properly, because college is essentially where players are supposed to go and learn and play the game properly, learn the fundamentals, take it to the next level. That's why you see, like, today where a lot of stars, then you look at them, they don't really compare to what you've seen in the past, especially like the bigs. You look at like a Olajuwon or a Patrick Ewing. They stayed in school for a while, and then they left into the draft. So with the NCAA and the one and dones, the guys didn't get the benefit of the grown man game. But so now, like, if they go to the G League, yes, they don't get the experience of learning the fundamentals, so to speak, like learning like a lot of the basics. Because once you enter professional ranks, it's very rare that they focus on so many fundamentals as they do like major plays, exploitation of mismatches and stuff like that. But they get the benefit of the competition of playing with grown men. What benefit do you get with that? Well, you learn the physicalness of the game and how to change your game and mold it to the physicalness of it. And that's something that is actually key. That's key. But back to the main point, the NCAA has a quandary on their hand because they they have to figure out a way to make it so these kids want to actually go to school and play for more than 1 year. And the only way I can think about this is either you offer some incentives in terms of monetary, maybe they get a salary, maybe not even like a big salary, like a stipend, so where they can comfortably live. I know schools offer stipends and stuff like free scholarships, free room and board, but maybe another stipend like $7,000 where they could buy clothes, they could kind of help their family and stuff like that. Because a lot of guys take money under the table in NCAA. Look at Reggie Bush; he had all his accolades erased because he took money. But the thing is like these guys don't have any money, and they're going to a school that's making money off of them, but they can't make money. So none of that really makes sense to them now because guys have caught up. So now that guys have caught up, now you got to really make it. You got to make some better incentives. Like when they say, well, they get a free education. A lot of guys, when they get a free education, they have to fix their classes around practice. Some of the classes they can't even take. Some of them take a major that's not even a major that's lucrative. Like some of them take, and I don't mean to disrespect anybody, but they might take communications or freelance journalists. They take like an easy major so they can actually wrap it around their basketball acumen. So like they can wrap it around their basketball, period. So it's like when you're like, oh, they get a free education, some of them don't even finish their education off. So why don't you make it where if they play for you, free education wise, they could come back to the school and get tuition free no matter what, no matter how old they are, and you can offer that to their immediate family. I mean, that's like something on the back end where it's considered like an investment. Another thing is you could probably think of per year, per scholarship player, they could get like a $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 stipend. Maybe that could help them pay for stuff or travel or stuff like that. Because I mean, outside of like team travel, individual travel, a car, maybe their family's lights got turned off. Because now these guys are making shrewd decisions, and they're going to get the money now. So they're looking at it like we don't need the NCAA. Scouts travel all over the world. Duke and North Carolina does not seem so important anymore. If I could be making my 100,000 racks per game right now, or 30,000, whatever they're offering overseas per game now. So all that doesn't seem so enticing anymore where I can get paid now. So the NCAA, you guys got to figure it out. Stop being so tight-fisted. Hoops Junction, or Hoops means Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.